What's good, PMC fans? It's your boy in the commish, Jspeckz here, but I am not alone. I am with my fellow commissioner. Who are you?
What's going on, Phantom Force? This is Phantom Base.
Mr. Phantom Pony himself, my boy Pony Boy, the
Oh
Phantom
boy,
Base. And since the league starts next week, I felt it was appropriate for us to try to get you guys a set of rules so that you fans of the league can know what's going on and how we're going to govern ourselves and how not necessarily strict, but the guidelines that we're going to stick to. So I mean, I didn't because we have a lot of rules, but they're kind of grouped into six major categories. So I pretty much just made six categories, and I feel as if we should just expand on them. So
all
with our first category, this is a big one. I put this one first because I feel it's possibly the most important part of the league, and I know you guys can see it there on the screen. All updates are mandatory, and matches will go up every Sunday of the week. Now, with that, we have two people that live over in Australia, so technically their Sundays are our Mondays, it's either a day ahead of us or a day behind us. I don't know, but they get a pass. It's only two of them.
yeah,
Other than the and for the uploads, what I mean by that is battles. Battles are mandatory for Sunday. As far as team prep, which you're going to be seeing most of us coaches do every single week, as long as you've already have your battle, technically it's okay to put up the team prep, but just so that we can kind of keep the mystery up so that you guys don't know the battles are already done. I want team prep up on Saturdays.
yeah.
All right, Tyler, you got anything to say about that?
Um, Once again, can't, if you can't record for yourself, make sure that you hit up somebody with a capture card who can record the battle video for you.
Indeed, make sure that you send me because I'm pretty much the main capture carder, and there's a
hmm
few guys here. So I mean, yeah, I went out with the big bucks and bought a capture card, and I'm happy about it. I love it. But for those are probably going to be the only people you guys see do post com for their battles because they're I wouldn't say less fortunate, but capture cards are expensive. I mean, come on.
You know that's right.
Those things are expensive. So for them, because obviously I want to make sure that the battlers watch this too, because we haven't really had a vivid representation of what our rules are. Like we've posted them in our chats and stuff, but they're easily forgotten in a chat when everybody continues to talk.
Yeah,
So I mean, as long as you guys give me your battle codes a few days in advance before the upload day, I will be able to record them no problem and send them right back to you in a media file. A media fire file. All right, and with that, that is number one. So let's get that out of here. Bow.
Bob.
And I want my boy Tyler to handle number two, which is communication. He kind of touched on it there. But Tyler, you can expand on that a little bit?
All right, so I do know for a big part of ours, communication is absolutely fundamental to this league. If you cannot make a battle on a, first off, communicate with your battle partner. Um, Whoever you're battling that week, you must communicate what day you're going to battle and try your best to hold to it. If you don't, if you have an issue with your battle, make sure you contact Jspeckz or myself if Jspeckz is not around, which is very seldom.
I'm here,
but
people. I'm always here. Okay.
but see, yeah, make sure you contact him and let him know what happened so that we can figure out a way to resolve the issue. If you had a lot of DCs in your battle, we will go ahead and let us know how it went down and how many times you disconnected or not.
Yeah.
And we will do our best to try to make a judgment on what kind of ruling should be as far as the differential for the battle.
Pretty much, pretty much. Communication is huge, people. I don't want anybody quitting. I don't want anybody to feel as if we're not there for them. I'm here for everybody.
Yeah.
Tyler can vouch for me. I'm here no matter what it is. As soon as somebody asks for something in the chat, I've probably already posted it like 50 times and I'll post it for them again
Yeah.
in the next few seconds. No matter what the question is, no matter if they even if they want to just, hey, Jspeckz, you want to join the video with me? You darn too, and I want to join a video. What do you mean? I love videos. But communication, man. My main reason again for making this league. Well, not the main reason, but another big reason. I want to make some friends. Best way to make some friends is to communicate. You don't communicate, you don't get friends. All right, and thank you, Tyler, for that very vivid description on number 2. I'm gonna handle number 3, which is bow clauses.
Oh yeah.
Now, for our league,
Have Santa and
we have Santa. Hello?
clauses.
Oh, Santa Claus. Okay, the escape clause. You know, from Santa Claus 3. No,
No, that's right. I
no.
love that movie.
All right, now clauses, 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 clauses.
Yeah.
Sleep clause is a thing. There can, just like Smogon, there cannot be more than one Pokemon asleep at a time. So you can't just sit there, even though technically in the game you can sit there and spam sleep powder and it could put all 6 Pokemon to sleep. Where that's no, that's no, no.
That's a no here.
That's a no. And as far as that'll pretty much make, like, if you break the sleep clause, will pretty much make you guys have to recreate the battle. But that hopefully we don't have to worry about that. Everybody that's in this league is pretty aware of Smogon. They know about the sleep clause. So that's one we really don't have to worry about. Another clause, the Moody clause. The ability Moody is not allowed.
Absolutely banned.
Absolute. I don't. It's so banned that I kind of. I almost confuse it with simple. Like I don't even know what it does. What does Moody do?
What Moody does is at the end of every turn, if you're still alive, it'll drop one of your stats by 1 stage, but raise another one by 2. Randomly.
All right. And another thing I want to throw in with the clauses, we have the sleep clause, the Moody clause, the baton pass clause. So you cannot baton pass more than one stat. No, I'm sorry. You can baton pass more than one stat. You just cannot baton pass speed in another stat. Am I right here? Tyler? Tyler? Did he run away? Tyler ran away. He'll be back shortly, guys. I'm sorry about that. Hold on. Let's see where my buddy went. Buddy, come back. Well, I mean, I'm just going to go ahead and continue to explain what I was talking about as far as the baton pass clause. You can Calm Mind and baton pass. You can Swords Dance and baton pass, but you cannot have a ninja skin and then Swords Dance and protect and then pass off both a speed boost and a Swords Dance. It just messes up the dynamic of the game. It's very annoying. Well, it's not annoying. Obviously, some people have strategies like that, and when not prepped for it, does work. But I mean, to each their own, right? To each their own. And hold on, let me see. Let me talk about another clause, the evasion clause. So with the evasion clause, no Pokemon can have a move or ability that heightens their evasion. So I believe that's Sand Veil, I believe that's Snow Cloak, no Double Team, no Minimize. Can't use moves like that that are going to force people to miss. I mean, even though moves that lower accuracy are fine, but I mean, evasion, you cannot purposely raise your evasion. That is against the rules. All right, guys, and hold on, let me see something. I don't know what happened to Tyler. I'm sorry about that, guys. He'll be back shortly. I need him to take care of the next one for me. Looks like we're having some internet problems here. Internet problem. And I believe this may be the final clause that we're going to handle in this video, the Mega Evolution clause. All Pokemon drafted as a Mega form must Mega Evolve the first turn it is out. Unless you are immediately switching out, you must Mega Evolve. I mean, that's pretty straightforward in my opinion. I don't think that's anything wrong. But let's move on to number 4, shall we? Oh, hold on, he's back. He is here, people. The Phantom base is back, people. No worries. No worries. Tyler, you're back just in time. I just finished number 3. So you can do number 4 for us. It is Mega Evolution, which I definitely just covered. Because it was,
Well,
I
wait a
didn't
minute.
understand it was in the clause, but give them your
missed
side.
it. Do what?
As only reason why I just talked about it at all is because it was
It's
under the clauses. But
yeah.
feel free to elaborate.
But yeah. So first things first is every Mega Pokemon that you have, or any Pokemon that you have that is a Mega, like the one that you drafted as a Mega must be used as a Mega. You cannot have it hold any other item. You cannot bring it to a battle unless you're going to use it as a Mega Evolution. First turn, you must Mega Evolve it as soon as it hits the field. And as far as, are we going to talk about the trading then?
I may have a slide just for that.
Okay. Then, other than that, any Mega Evolutions that are not, um, if you don't Mega Evolve your Pokemon when you're supposed to during the battle, obviously that will be up to our judgment, but most of the time that will either result in you having to recreate the battle, or if you, for some stupid reason, do it twice in a row, it's a forfeit for you. So
Pretty much. Be careful with those forfeits, guys. Be careful with those forfeits. He
they count
actually
worse than
did
losses.
get in there and give you guys some information that I left out. So kudos to you, Tyler. Kudos to you. All right. And now with that, I want to go to my 5th bullet point, which is disconnections.
Mm.
So Tyler, do you want to talk about DCs or do you want me to do it?
I feel like we could kind of tackle that one together. But,
All right,
I mean,
let's.
you talk about your side of it, and then I'll kind of add points to it.
All right, so I'm going to be nice and broad. Disconnections are illegal. You do not DC. If for some strange reason, and I mean, obviously things happen, internet craps out because it happens all the time.
Yeah.
Because internet is not necessarily the most dependable thing sometimes. But
True.
if it was by accident, then by all means, no problem. You guys just have to try to reenact the match for the most part at the best of your ability. If you feel as if you guys got too deep into the match and you can't reenact it, then I mean, I guess you guys can start over, but I mean that's a tricky situation because somebody could be up 5-0. And it, I mean, this is where communication comes in as well because if somebody was up 5-0 and then a DC happens and they were down 5-0, there's no reason to try to start that match over. They were already losing. There was no way, not necessarily no way to win because there are some mons that can bring games back. But and counter team where they are pretty much prepping for everything you have, that is very unlikely for one mon to be able to bring a game back.
Yeah.
And Tyler, you want to take it from here?
Okay, so with rules for the disconnections, if they do happen, for one thing, if it's an accident, obviously we understand. Internet is one of the least reliable things next to politicians. So,
and Donald Trump.
Same thing. So we understand when internet crap happens. And internet crap always happens. It's just how the internet works. So if you have an issue with your battle like that, then please let us know. And we will first off try to see if we can get you to recreate it as well as possible. If you can't recreate it, then we'll make a judgment based off of how the battle was going. By someone, and always make sure you keep a log of the battle as you go. Make sure you keep down what Pokemon killed what health each one was at, if you can remember that. That would be ideal, so we can best judge who would have won the battle from what point. And number 2 is that if you disconnect on purpose, then we'll give you a grace, I think, for the first one because we don't ever know for certain if someone. We can't really truly know if someone DCs on purpose.
Yeah, that'll just be blaming. We can't do that. But if we find out you're doing it on purpose, you know what you're gonna hear? Bow.
Now I will say this: if you DC, if you rage quit, that's very obvious to tell, and your 1-0 might turn into a 6-0, or your 1-0 loss might turn into a 6-0 loss. So keep your rage down to a minimum. Don't play on tilt, and make sure that you play fair, play nice, as fair as Pokemon can be. Anyway, I mean, it is Pokemon. Hacks exist, and you can't avoid them. So instead of trying to, just make sure that if your DCs do happen, try to fix them as well as you can between each other first, and if you can't, then come to us.
And this communication is another big factor because obviously we're not going to penalize anybody if they're in a situation where they're not going to win, so they just forfeit the rest of the match. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys just communicate between yourselves as to what the final score should be with that, and then talk to Tyler or myself, and we can make sure that we have everything squared away for you.
Yeah.
And hold on, ooh, it something just left my mind. Holy, oh no, it's back. This is kind of with Disconnections,
Mhm.
and this is also kind of with uh communication. Nobody should just randomly have their match on Showdown. This is a
Yeah.
Wi-Fi league for a reason. If for some strange reason you have to do Showdown, by all means communicate with me or Tyler, please, to let us know that hey, my internet's messing up or I'm not gonna be home. I'm gonna need to do this on Showdown. That's understandable, but there is in no way, shape, or form that any match should just standardly be on Showdown. This was clearly laid out as a Wi-Fi league, and
Mhm.
as long as you have a 3DS, which was one of the main things that we had to make sure people had to get into this league, you were going to be able to get footage, whether I had to record it for you myself, because that's how hard I'm going for this league. I don't care if I have to record engine for everybody. I will do it to try to make my league successful and fun and try to draw us a crowd and some possible more competitors.
Mhm. Yep. Yep. Yep.
All right, and with that, we have our last bullet point. Let's get that one out of here. Come on. Bow. Trades and free agency. Let me
Mhm.
move that down here just so you guys can see it under the beautiful PMC logo. Shout outs to Ultra Tom for hooking us up with that and my Jspeckz logo on the control. Yo, Ultra Tom is amazing. You need some graphics, go to that man. All right. All right. Now, trades and free agency. This is one me and Tyler both can handle together, especially since we kind of had a
Mhm.
conversation regarding a possible change to a roster that
Mhm.
was going to happen that we didn't even think was going to. Well, I mean, obviously, somebody probably was going to offer up something like that, but it wasn't something standard that we thought.
Mhm.
But free agency. We give everyone 3 free agency transactions. What that means is you have 3 chances to swap out a Mon on your team for a Mon that is currently a free agent. The only uh oh my goodness, the only
Stipulation.
downside stipulation to that is it either has to be of the same tier or lower. You can't drop a Stunfisk and go pick up Kieran Black. Yeah, you have to, like, if you drop a Weavile, you have to grab a Conkeldurr or something in, or well, I mean, if you drop a tier 1, you can pick up anything. That's up to you.
Yes.
But
Except for Omega, of course.
yeah, except for Mega, of course. But you, what, depending on what you do, and then again, the reason why it has to be the same tier or below is because of how important our point system is. Now, with trades, you have the ability to trade anything for anything as long as your points allow it.
And also, may I go back to the free agencies real fast?
Yes, you can.
If you do swap a tier 1 for a lower Mon, make sure that you still have a tier 1 on your team because the draft requires you to have at least one of each tier and 2 of tier 3.
Yes, you
So
have
if
to
you don't
have.
meet those requirements, you can't make that free agent.
That's the only stipulation to the free agency. You have to have one Mon from each tier. So no,
And
you
2 from tier
cannot
3.
have 6 tier 1s and a tier 5. You have to have one from every tier. And other than that, I mean, the rules will be laid out in the spreadsheet. I probably will link the spreadsheet just so you guys can track the stats and see how everybody's doing week in and week out before Well, I mean, obviously we have our analysts doing their shenanigans, but I mean, someone telling you and then to be able to physically track it yourself are two totally different things. I'd watch and still track because they're gonna go in depth. They're gonna be amazing. But there may be little tidbits that you want to see, like what team has which weaknesses or which team has which strengths. You'll be able to find all that information out in the spreadsheet, which will be linked in the description of this video. Now, as far as free agency and trades, the thing that we were discussing earlier was mega evolution. So
Yeah.
for mega evolutions, trade wise, you can make the trade as long as the tier points match up.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as trades are unlimited. Free agency, you have three. Trades, you
Trades
can
are
trade as much as you want up until the trade deadline, which we're going to,
I think it was week 8, at the end of week 8.
yeah, at the end of week 8. That's the end of trade. Is that the end of free agency too?
Mm-hmm.
That is the end of everything. So starting week 2, you can trade with whoever you want. You can pick up free agents whenever you want up until week 8. So if there's any changes you need to make to your team, you have within that 6-week window to do so. And you have to contact either Tyler or myself to make us aware of the trade that happened so that we can make it aware to everybody else so that nobody's blindsided. Like, oh, I didn't know he had that mon. Nope. And another thing, if you let's say you make a swap. Say you make a swap week 1 starts and you make a swap right after week 1 finishes. You made the swap, but you are not able to use the mon you just swapped for until week 3. It's a week hiatus type of thing. You have a week where you can't use it.
Yeah. So that's it. I think we need to set a kind of a day deadline for that too. So
I was thinking Thursday just because that seems like the most
yeah,
significant day that I've seen used in other leagues, not trying to
that
rip
because that's the
anybody
last
off.
day you can have battles too, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, just so that nobody gets blindsided and like, oh wait, I prepped for this guy to have a mono water team. Why is his team now mono grass? So I mean, we don't want anything like that happening. We want everybody to have a fair chance to win their battles, and I feel as if that's the best way to do it. Now, Tyler, how about you tell them about Mega Evolution free agency swaps?
For Mega Evolution free agencies, we originally were not going to have it allowed at all. However, due to one particular incident, and I say it's an incident, it's not really bad. It was actually a good question by him. But we are now going to allow you to have one Mega Evolution free agency. But it must be a Mega Evolution of an equal or lower tier, and you can only do it one time. That's it.
And you can only do it if like your points have to add up. If
Mm-hmm.
let's say you picked a tier 5 mega just so that you can get more points later on, and
Yeah.
let's say you want to swap to a tier 1 mega, now you have to reconfigure your whole team.
Yeah.
So I mean, for us to approve anything, you have to make sure that everything adds up. We will check, my analyst will check, because we want this to go swimmingly.
Yes. Now, I will say one other thing as well. God, that just left my brain too. Wow, I
Get it
totally just
back.
lost
Come
it.
on, you can get it. You can get it. You can get it.
Um,
It's not coming back.
it's not yet. I'll have it back in a second.
I
It has to
know.
do with free agents, though. I know it does.
It has to do with free agents.
The other trades, one of the two.
Ah. Huh, huh, huh. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to ramble. I'm just trying to give him some space to get back his thoughts because if he loses his thoughts, it's not a good day. Okay,
Yeah.
it's not a good day. All right, but I don't know about you guys, but I am extremely hyped for week 1 to start. It starts uh March 7th is the official day for us to start planning our battles and everything.
Yeah.
And that Sunday being the 13th, I believe, if I'm correct,
Yes.
is the
First.
first week. That's week 1 for you guys. You will see all the battles on everybody's channel. I'm going to do my best to link every single battle into a playlist week by week on the PMC channel, so that if you didn't get a chance to go to your channels and check it out, you can just come here and it'll be in a playlist anyway. So you'll be able to check them out here. And
Also, did we address the fact that we have a set day where we have to have battles in by?
address it right now, my friend.
Um, like I mentioned earlier, I know it's kind of seems kind of strict and maybe a little bit of a crunch for time, but there's a reason we do this is so you can have time to edit and all that stuff. But your your battles must be done by the end of Thursday every week, so that you have Friday to edit your team prep and your battle. Upload the team prep Saturday and upload the battle Sunday.
And obviously, things happen. So, I mean,
Yeah.
if for some reason you can't have your battle before Thursday, you just communicate with me or communicate with Tyler. Communication should have probably been number one. But the
It's every
fact that
point.
battles need to be up, just beat it by a tiny bit on the pedestal. But communication is what can make and break a league.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I feel as if I'm a very friendly guy, a very easy guy to contact, a very easy guy to get along with, which is why I see no reason as to why our league shouldn't succeed. I want this to be amazing. I want it to be fun. That's my last rule. I want everybody to have fun. I don't want anybody to get down in the dumps and quit because they're on like a 3 game winning streak or nothing like that. Because at the end of the day, yes, it's a competition, but we're in it to have fun. You know, it's a game. It's Pokemon. It's a game we all love and do YouTube on. Like our whole channels are based off of this game. So I mean,
Yeah.
the way I see it, take every loss as a learning experience. I know I will when they come, and just
Mm-hmm.
try to learn from what you did. I mean, I have a feeling after this, everybody's going to become a way better battler for season one.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I don't know. Like I said about you, I am ridiculously hyped. Week one can't come fast enough for me.
I know.
I
It's
am
almost Friday, dude.
biting my fingernails in suspense. I
Seriously.
can't wait to put up, because I mean my channel actually has been a little quiet this past week and a half, just
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't, not that I haven't had any content to put up. It's just I've been strictly taking care of the PMC, making sure my baby is okay. And it is going swimmingly, okay? Swimmingly.
Thankfully.
Yeah, I am excited. We got a good cast of guys, we got a good cast of analysts, and
Even
I
for the
can't wait
girl.
to see what comes out of this. By the way, if you didn't catch the stream went amazing. We all had a lot of fun. For those of you that did make it, we appreciate it. You guys are awesome. That stream, it meant the world to me to see so many people coming in and leaving their input in the chat and retweeting us on Twitter. I mean, just so, even if, I mean, obviously it wasn't UCL hype or UCL viewers or anything like that, but just to know that there's somebody out there that actually likes what we're doing right now. I mean, I that's all I want. I just want to be
Mm-hmm.
able to say we made this, we did this, and people like it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not gonna continue to ramble. I can sit here and talk all day about how much I love the PMC, but this is, like I said, your commissioner Jspeckz, and
This is Phantombass, your co-commissioner and coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
AKA Pony Boy,
You know that's right.
and we are not out of here because I don't. No, I'm kidding. Goodbye, guys.
Bye.